Four U.S. senators, including Intelligence Committee Chair Richard Burr, reportedly sold stock before coronavirus fears sent the markets plunging. One congressman is asking the Securities and Exchange Commission to investigate. Nancy Cordes is on Capitol Hill. Nancy, what do we know?
Well, Anthony, these stock sales came about a week before the markets started to slide, as the crisis in Asia was coming to a head and as senators started to get daily briefings here on Capitol Hill about the looming threat. Financial filings show that Senator Richard Burr of North Carolina, he's the chair of the powerful Senate Intelligence Committee, sold roughly between $600,000 and $1.7 million worth of stock in mid-February. Those sales came about the same time that Burr had written an op-ed assuring Americans that the U.S. was prepared to deal with a pandemic. But a few days later, he gave a speech warning that the virus could actually have major consequences here. A spokesman for Burr says that the senator disclosed the sales before the market started sliding. Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler also sold hundreds of thousands of dollars in stock starting in late January. She's from Georgia. It's worth noting she's one of the richest members of the Senate, worth about $500 million, according to some reports. On Twitter, Loeffler said that her transactions are made by advisors and that she wasn't even aware of them until weeks later. Democrat Dianne Feinstein of California, Republican Jim Inhofe of Oklahoma also sold large amounts around the same time. Now, there is no evidence that any of these senators had any inside information. Coronavirus was well within the public view at that time. In fact, if anything, senators were complaining here on Capitol Hill that they weren't getting enough information about the crisis in the briefings they were receiving here on Capitol Hill.
It's all very interesting, Nancy, and I think a lot of people were very upset when they heard this. You mentioned that there could be political ramifications, but are there legal ramifications if, as what appears to have happened, they sold before, they sold while saying one thing publicly and doing another thing privately?
Well, there is something called the Stock Act that prohibits members of Congress from profiting off of information that they glean as part of their jobs. But at this point, it would be pretty difficult to prove that they had inside information when coronavirus was something that everyone was talking about.
Yeah. All right, Nancy, thank you very much.